G'day, James.
G'day, Dave.
How are you?
Oh, going well, mate.
Bit of synth bass today.
Yes, love it.
Yep, me too.
Absolutely.
Something a bit different.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it's quite contemporary these days. I hear it a lot.
Yep, that's right. Generally, when most people say bass, so we kind of go a bit like this. Tell me more.
Tell me more about this frequency
frequency
range
that you play
happens to be your instrument. Like, oh, you play bass, I play mids.
But we could be condescending assholes.
Yeah, it's a little bit elitist to kind of be like, I'm going to analyse your entire instrument choice.
That's right, because most people, when they say I play bass, they're actually...
Yeah, they're shortening it for the electric bass guitar. Yeah.
But they could be talking about maybe this guy. Well, not this guy in particular, but they could be talking about a double bass,
They could
upright
be,
bass.
yeah, upright.
They could be talking about...
Could be bass clarinet.
Clarinet.
Marcus Miller is a fantastic bass clarinetist.
Marcus Miller, known for his
electric
bass capades. Yeah. So I'd say he's a bass player in the purest sense.
Yeah.
I was also thinking it could be this guy.
Yep. Playing the eyebrows and the and the tuba.
I don't know if he's loving that or hating it, or he's got to be somewhere.
I want to know what he's looking at. Like, what has he seen?
Something. I don't know. We'd have to. Anyway.
Something you can't unsee.
You could be talking about playing a bit of bass.
It's not a bass player, Dave. That's a fisherman.
That's a bass player because you play the line. Yeah. Okay. That was a bad joke, but generally speaking, that's bass. And what we're getting at is. Bass as an instrument covers a lot of instruments. So when you're playing bass, you're not just playing that frequency range, which leads us to...
Okay. Hey! That one. Hey!
Subsequent 37 from Moog. We've been waiting a long time at KC's for the Moog.
Yeah.
And being Aussies, our suppliers come in and say, we've got Moog, guys, it's great. We're going to come out, show you everything. We've got shipment landing next week.
Yep.
Months pass. Mm-hmm. And finally it's here.
Yes.
And we've got some Moog in store and we're super jazzed. It's one of those pinnacle brands that...
One of the boutique brands, I think. The one that keyboard players have just known as
it's
renowned. It's like Fender for guitarists.
Yeah, it steps out from being boutique, sort of hand-built, ridiculous amounts of money.
It's not modular.
It's not modular, but it steps out. It's a pinnacle brand.
Yeah.
That many others emulate, but no one seems to quite get right. But yeah, it's something I think that serious musos can enjoy and afford.
Oh, totally. Yeah. The number of these I see in studios, across like Facebook groups on synthesizers, like synthesizer groups particularly, people going, looking for a mono synth that's kind of going to cover basses and leads really well. What do people think? Yeah. The first 17 comments are Moog. Yeah. Sub 37, subsequent 37. Yeah. Model D. Yeah. D class, V class. That's another video. V bracing Moog.
But I suppose, a mono synth, a lot of people might be hesitant and think this is going to lack in capabilities. What does a mono synth make up for?
Of course, yeah. So I think when people think about synthesizers in general and you're thinking either polyphonic or monophonic, people seem to think that polyphonic, you're getting so much more value. Like, I'm getting 6 voices and the ability to play chords.
Because you can always switch it back to being monophonic.
Yeah, and most poly synths are going to have a mono mode of some sort or a unison mode that's going to put every single voice to track onto one note. What you kind of get out of a monophonic synth, this is what I like to think about when I'm talking about my Moog at home. I have to work with limitation. Limitations make you creative.
Of course,
You only have one note. Like, you can't suddenly really play a lot of other stuff you might go to and that's actually just filler stuff that's not sounding any good.
Yeah.
And if you're creating, say, bass lines or leads, which is stuff that these sort of synths excel at, one note's all you need. That being said, the subsequent 37 is actually paraphonic.
Paraphonic?
Yeah, or duophonic is another word to kind of describe it. Paraphonic in the sense that you've got two oscillators.
Yeah.
And normally they line up onto one note.
Yes.
You also run a duo mode where it splits both oscillators. So one oscillator does one note, the other oscillator does a different note, so you can play two notes.
My brain's oscillating.
Duophony.
With all this information.
And then you can...
Just excuse me 1 second, James.
Yep.
I just have to... Sorry.
Yes. So duophony, or paraphonicism, I don't know what the right words are for this.
Oh, I think it's fantastic.
So you've got two oscillators, each oscillator plays a separate note.
Yeah.
So what that means is that you can have different notes as different waveforms.
Yes.
Whereas on a polyphonic synth, so you might have one oscillator with 6 voices.
Yes.
So that the sound of that oscillator is going to be on every voice. On this one, you can have the sound of each oscillator is split onto a different voice.
So it's creating textures
Yeah.
that aren't constrained
Yeah.
to each other.
Essentially, and then you can also have, in the mixer section, you can change the volume of oscillator 1 and oscillator 2. So if you want to have the higher voice, which might be controlled by oscillator 2, a bit softer, you can actually do that in the mixer section of the synthesizer.
So obviously, if you want to get into the guts of synthesis and synthesizers,
Come see me at the shop.
come see him, or stick your nose in a book, or some
Yep.
YouTube videos. What do you love most about the subsequent 37, having noodled around with it?
Yeah, having
Have you played it before we got it in the shop the other day?
No, I hadn't actually got my hands on one.
So you said it's got aftertouch, which some of the
Yep.
releases this year do not have, that a lot of people are a bit steamy
Yeah,
about.
some of the releases over the last few years have
Yeah.
kind of come out and people have gone, oh, aftertouch.
Where's
and
the
you go,
aftertouch?
nah. Which is funny because, back in the 70s and 80s,
It was staple.
everything was aftertouch.
Yeah, yeah.
DX7's got
Yeah.
aftertouch.
Which I suppose gives you your pitch bend, your modulation, and then
Yep.
another bit of expression. So
For sure.
why the hell not?
So what I was doing in the track that we did to start off the video, I had aftertouch actually set to control the amount of modulation wheel that was being assigned.
Yeah.
So I had,
freeing up your left hand.
yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
have to worry about using the wheel to get that kind of opening, closing of the
Yeah,
filter,
yeah.
a bit of pitch movement.
Kill.
I can just push into the keyboard for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, things that I really like about this one. So I own the Sub 37 at the moment. So
Yep.
this is a bit of an upgrade
Yep.
on the Sub 37. I'm getting more headroom out of it, which
Yep.
means my clean tones. I've got more room for, essentially for the sine wave or whatever waveform.
Yeah, it's not getting crushed.
It's not getting crushed, which is going to bring in distortion.
Yeah.
So I've got a bit more room for cleans,
Yeah.
which is great when you're using the duophonic mode.
Yeah.
On the Sub 37, I found the duo mode kind of gets quite, not 8-bitty, but a bit crushy
Yeah.
quite early on.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas with this one, you've got heaps of headroom for keeping both of those tones pretty clean.
Is there an option to get a bit filthy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they've also changed how the multi-drive works.
Okay.
And one of the cool things that you can do on the Sub 37 and the subsequent 37
Yeah.
is it's an old mini-Moog trick where you used to be able to patch the output back into the analog input and kind of drive the filter using the sound of the keyboard that's going back into itself,
Yeah,
kind of like creating a bit of a feedback
Yeah, okay.
loop.
Feedback loop, yep.
You've actually got this as well. So in the mixer section, you've got a feedback and external in,
Yep.
which you can either blend in, say, chucking guitar into
Yeah.
the filter, pretty fun. Or if you don't have anything plugged into the external input, it feeds back the instrument signal.
Cool.
So should I demo a bit of that?
Well, I
Get
reckon,
some sound?
these YouTube videos these days, you want to keep them short and sweet.
Keep them short. Rightio. Maybe that's another video.
No, I was thinking,
Or-
let's take it out with the jam and,
That sounds sick.
and fang out a few of those moves.
I'll be a bit more filthy.
Hopefully, our good friend Mr. Camera over there doesn't decide to tune himself off again. And drums brought to you by Big Buddy Junior.
Not sure where that seems.
Special hi to my friend here.
Okay.
And yeah, let's do it, dude. And
all right.
We'll probably have to get back to work, go deliver some pianos and keyboards and all that fun
the usual,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, I've had fun today.
Okay.
Let's kill it.
Okay. There we go.
Big Buddy, you're fired. Good work, man.
Cheers.
Keyboard Corner and KC's Rockshop. Like, subscribe, watch more videos. Peace out.